So now we are going to see the problems on Rolle's theorem. So what is the statement of Rolle's theorem? So Rolle's theorem statement, what is that? Let f of f be a function. Okay, right? What we said. So f from closed interval a comma b to r be a function. Okay, such that it should satisfy the condition. What are the conditions has to satisfy? First of all, the function what we are saying, that function must be continuous one, right? The function is should be continuous one, and second one, the function must be derivable or differentiable, and third one, f of a is equal f of b. So f of a is equal f of b. So these are the three conditions satisfies, then we say that Rolle's theorem, where Rolle's theorem can be applicable. Okay, so Rolle's theorem can be applicable when it is if the function is continuous one and derivable, and f of a is equal f of b. If three conditions satisfies, then we'll say that Rolle's theorem can be applicable. After completion of these three conditions, if it satisfies, then we should find the value of c, right? So there exists at least one point c, we need to calculate that one, and that c value should lies between a comma b, whatever the interval we are choosing. At least one point. Of course, number of points may be existed, but at least one point should be in the interval what they gave in the problem. Okay, and that c value, if it is in the interval, then we'll say that Rolle's theorem can be verified. Okay, so this is the one we are applying for Rolle's theorem. So Rolle's theorem, what we are doing, first we are checking the function is continuous, and second one differentiable, and third one f of a is equal f of b. If three conditions satisfies, then we'll say that Rolle's theorem can be applied. And next we need to find the value of c by using the condition. What is that condition we are using? F dash of c is equal to 0. By taking this condition, we have to find the value of c. If at least one of the values lies between the interval whatever they give, then simply we'll say that Rolle's theorem verified. Okay, so this is the one we are applying for solving Rolle's theorem problems, verification of Rolle's theorem. Okay, now let us see the problem. Verify Rolle's theorem for the function log x square plus ab by x into a plus b in the interval closed interval a comma b. And conditions they mentioned, that conditions also very important. What are the conditions they give? A greater than 0, b greater than 0. So these are the conditions they gave here. Okay, so first, what is the first condition? We need to check the function is continuous or not. So here it is f of x is equal to log of x square plus a by x into a plus b. So here it is, they give logarithmic function, and already we know that logarithmic function is a continuous one as well as differentiable. But when you are applying the derivative, it takes a lot of time for doing directly. Okay, lot of time in the sense you may confuse. So for that, simply we are splitting into the different terms. So how we are splitting that one? By applying the formula here, log a by b. So this is the formula we are applying. Log a by b is nothing but simply what we can write, log a minus log b. So log a minus log b, like this we can write. Here a is nothing but this total term we are choosing as a, and this total term we are choosing as b. Okay, so log a by b is nothing but, first how can you write this one? Log a is nothing but simply we can write x square plus ab. This is log a minus log b is nothing but simply what we can write, log x into a plus b. Log x into a plus b. Simply what I applied, log a minus log b. And next here it is as it is we can write. But here if you observe this, again two functions we have. One is constant function, another one is a function in terms of x. So again we can apply the formula here, log a plus b. So log ab is nothing but simply what we can write, log ab is nothing but we can write it as log a plus log b. Log a plus log b. So this is the formula we can apply. So here a is nothing but x and b is nothing but this total one. Now we are writing as this one as minus of log x plus log a plus b. Log x plus log a plus b. Like this we are writing here. Okay. So log of x square plus ab minus of log x plus log a plus b. Now I am writing as it is this one, and next I multiplied minus instead of the terms. Then what we'll get? Minus log x minus log of a plus b. Clear about it? So here I applied two formulas. Log a by b is equal log a minus log b, and next log a plus b is nothing but log a plus log a b is nothing but log a plus log b. And you may get doubt here, why should we apply these formulas and why should we write like this, why we can't apply directly? Yes, you can. Okay, so directly also you can take and you can calculate it, nothing will happen. Okay, nothing will wrong. So simply you can apply like this, or direct function also you can take that one. Okay, and now we are going to see that first this is the function I wrote, and if you observe that each function is a logarithmic function. Already we said logarithmic function is continuous and differentiable. Okay, so logarithmic function is a continuous function and differentiable function. So for that, simply what we are writing here, since f of x is a function, a composite function of continuous of in closed interval a comma b, then here it is simply what we can write, f of x is a continuous function in closed interval a comma b. And next we need to calculate the derivative. So this is f of x. So here it is, see that this is the function f of x, and now what is the derivative of log x? So d by dx of log x is nothing but simply what we can write, d by dx of log x is nothing but simply we can write 1 by x, right? So log x is equal nothing but 1 by x we can write. Okay, so then by applying this formula we can write it as here it is. So simply we can write d by dx of log x is equal 1 by x. So just write, apply that formula here. So log of x square plus ab is nothing but, so what is the formula for that? 1 by x square plus ab, 1 by x square plus ab. And next the derivative of this one, so x square derivative is nothing but 2x, and ab is nothing but a constant, the derivative of constant is 0. So for that, simply what we'll get, 2x by x square plus ab, 2x by x square plus ab. The derivative of this one is what we got it here, it is 2x by x square plus ab. And next second function, second one, what is the derivative of log x? The derivative of log x is nothing but 1 by x, and the derivative of x, if you apply, you'll get it as 1. And next, what is the derivative of log of a plus b? So log a plus b derivative is nothing but 1 by a plus b, and the derivative of a plus b is nothing but simply we'll get it as 0. Why? Because a is a constant and b is also constant, the derivative of this function is completely 0. So for that we'll apply derivative only for these two functions. So first one, what we got it, 2x by x square plus ab, and second one is 1 by x. So that's why here I wrote f dash of x is equal 2x by x square plus ab minus 1 by x. Okay, clear about it? Just derivatives we applied, 2x by x square plus ab minus 1 by x. And next I took LCM here. If I take LCM, what we'll get? So here it is what we got it, 2x by x square plus ab minus 1 by x is equal. So the derivative of this one is nothing but simply what we'll get, x into x square plus ab, x into x square plus ab. And how many times it goes? X times. 2x into x is nothing but simply what we can write, 2x square minus 1 into this one, that is nothing but minus x square minus ab. So here it is simply what we can write, 2x square minus x square is nothing but x square minus ab by x into x square plus ab. So that's why simply what I wrote here, x square minus ab by x into x square plus ab. So directly I wrote here, how we got it this one, just by take LCM here, 2x square minus x square minus ab. 2x square minus x square is nothing but x square minus ab by this one. So here it is a greater than 0 and b greater than 0. You can substitute any value in place of a and b which is greater than 0. You will get obviously that value, you'll get it a finite value. Okay, so therefore we are saying as f dash of x exists for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. Simply this one we can write it as f of x is differentiable in open interval a comma b. So first two conditions satisfies. First one is continuous and second one is derivable. Next, coming to third one. So what is the third condition? F of a is equal f of b. We need to check that one. Here it is, f of x is equal to what we chosen, log of x square plus ab by x into a plus b. So this is the function we have, right? Now we are checking the third condition. First, f of a is equal. It means simply what we have to substitute in place of x as a. Then what we'll get, a square plus ab by a into a plus b. A into a plus b. So this is equal, if you multiply a inside of the terms, then simply what we'll get, here it is, simply we'll get it as a square plus ab by a square plus ab by a into a is nothing but a square plus ab, a square plus ab. Here it is, a square plus a square plus ab, both will cancel, and then simply what we'll get, here it is log 1. So log 1 is nothing but how much, 0. Okay, so f of a is equal to how much we got it, 0. And in the same way we can calculate for b. So which is equal log, in place of x we are substituting as b, so b square plus ab by, same like as that, in place of x we are substituting as b, then what we'll get, a plus b. So now simplifying this, simply what we get, log b square plus ab by, if you multiply b inside of the terms, then what we'll get, a into b is nothing but ab, and b into b is nothing but b square. So this is equal, here also same thing, these two cancel, and then we'll get it as 1. So log 1 is equal 0. Okay, so f of a is equal to 0, and f of b is also equal to how much we got it, 0. Simply what we can write, there it is, f of a is equal f of b. So f of a is equal f of b. Hence Rolle's theorem can be apply for the given function. Why? Because all the conditions satisfies, right? So first one continuous, and second one derivable, and third one f of a is equal f of b. So three conditions satisfies, right? So Rolle's theorem can be applied. Next, what we should do, that is it clear about it? Third condition, f of a equal to f of b. Just what I did, I substituted in place of x as a, and next one I substituted in place of x as b. After substituting, I got it as f of a is 0 and f of b is also 0. And I already said you never get 0 only, okay, you may get different values also. Unfortunately, what we are solving the problems, for every problem we are getting as 0. Okay, you may get it as f of a equal to 2 and f of b is also 2, like that also you can get it. Okay, don't think as only 0 has to get. Okay, you can get any value, but that should be equal to, how to know sir, how we take that formula, that only for what. So let us see first completion of the problem. We'll see that. Okay, doubts whatever you have. Okay, so is it clear about it? This one. So f of a equal to f of b. Now what we should do, that we have to take the condition and then we have to do verification. So what about verification? F dash of c is equal to 0. So f dash of c equal to 0. Already we calculated f dash of x, right? So here is f dash of x, we know that. Simply in place of x, what I am substituting? C, right? So c square minus ab by c square minus ab by c into c square plus ab, c square plus ab. So this is equal to 0. So by cross multiply that, what we'll get, tc square minus ab is equal to 0. C square minus AB is equal to 0. And C square is equal, simply what we can write, C square is equal to AB. And then C is equal, simply we can write square root of AB. Why? Because here it is, why we are not writing minus? Why? Because what they gave the conditions, A greater than 0 and B greater than 0. In the problem only they mentioned. Okay, A value should be greater than 0 and B value also should be greater than 0. So here it is, what is the interval they give, a comma b, right? So this is the interval they give. So this is the interval we can choose and substitute any value in place of a and b. Obviously that lies between a comma b. So c is equal square root of ab, which is lies between a comma b. So simply what we can say, Rolle's theorem can be verified. Okay, So Rolle's theorem can be verified. So like this, we can verify that Rolle's theorem. So first continuous, and second one derivable, and third one f of a equal to f of b, and next c value. Okay. So these are the steps you need to apply when you are verifying Rolle's theorem. Okay. What is the interval? Here it is. So apply Rolle's theorem for what about the function and what about the interval. So here it is. Simply we'll choose as f of x is equal sin x into cos square root of cos 2x. This is the function we are choosing, right? So this is f of x, and the interval here it is a is equal to 0 and b is equal to pi by 4. Okay. So f of x is equal sin x into square root of cos 2x, and a is equal to 0, b is equal to pi by 4, and find x such that 0 less than x less than pi by 4. So of course they mention or they may not mention what we have to do it. Finally the value of c lies between in this interval or not. So that one they are saying in different way. They are not asking verify, apply Rolle's theorem. It means obviously that satisfies the conditions as well as f dash of c equal to 0. By taking that, we should find the value of x, and that value of x should lies between 0 to pi by 4. So f of x is equal sin x into square root of cos 2x. Okay, so this is a composite function. Composite function is nothing but, so you people already know that g of f of x, right? So it means function in terms of x, and this is also function in terms of x. So for that, square root of cos 2x and sin x. So this is f of x. So composite of continuous function is also continuous function. So simply we'll say that f of x is continuous function in the interval 0 comma pi by 4. Okay, so you can write it directly. Here I didn't write that. So f of x is simply what we can write, continuous in the interval 0 comma pi by 4. Okay, and next derivative we should find that one. So here it is f of x is equal sin x into square root of cos 2x. Okay, so here it is product of two functions, right? So simply we can take this is nothing but u and this is nothing but v. So product of two functions we have. So product rule we have to apply. So what is the formula for product rule? So d by dx of uv is equal, simply what we can write. So d by dx of uv is equal u into v dash plus v into u dash. This is the formula we are applying, right? U into v dash plus v into u dash. Okay, so this is the formula we are applying. So here it is, u is nothing but this is the one, and v is nothing but this one. Okay, so now you can apply the derivative for this one. So first we are writing u as this, so sin x as this, and next v dash is nothing but, so v dash is nothing but simply what we can write. V dash is nothing but the derivative of square root of cos 2x. So already you know that the formula. So d by dx of root x is nothing but. So d by dx of root x is nothing but simply what we can apply the formula 1 by 2 root x. So this is the formula we apply. In place of x what we have, cos 2x. So simply what we can apply that formula, 1 by square root of cos 2x. 1 by square root of cos 2x into the derivative of cos 2x. So cos 2x derivative is nothing but minus sin 2x. So minus sin 2x, and the derivative of 2x is nothing but 2. So that's why you should do carefully when you are applying the derivatives. So u I wrote as this, and v is nothing but here it is square root of cos 2x, and I am applying the derivative for that. So first that is in the form of root x. Root x is 1 by square root of cos 2x, and next you should apply the derivative for cos 2x. So cos 2x derivative is nothing but minus sin 2x, and the derivative of 2x is nothing but 2 plus v into u dash. So v is nothing but what? Square root of cos 2x. So for that simply we are writing cos square root of cos 2x, and next here it is, and next what we can write, into u dash. So u dash is nothing but sin x. So sin x derivative is nothing but cos x. Okay, so what it is one? So sin x into the derivative of square root of cos 2x is nothing but this total one, plus square root of cos 2x into sin x derivative is nothing but cos x. So simply we applied product rule here, u into v dash plus v into u dash. Okay, so this is the formula we are applying. And next we are going to simplify this one. Here what I am doing, I'm taking LCM for this. The LCM is here it is having square root of cos 2x. So this is the LCM. And next minus, here it is having 2 both will cancel. So here it is I wrote 2 I forgot. So 2 into 2 both will cancel. And simply what I get in the numerator minus sine x into sine 2x. So here it is sine x and sine 2x. So minus sine x into sine 2x plus cos x as it is. And next if you see here root a into root a is nothing but a, right? In the same way square root of cos 2x into square root of cos 2x, that is simply we are writing as cos 2x by cos square root of cos 2x. If we observe in this, so is this in the form of this one or not? Cos a cos b, cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So what is the formula for this one? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B is nothing but simply we write it as cos A plus B, right? Cos A plus B. Cos A plus B. So here it is A is nothing but what? X and B is nothing but 2x. So simply we can write here cos of A plus B is nothing but cos x plus 2x. So cos x plus 2x is nothing but simply what can I write here? Cos 3x. Okay. So cos 3x I can write here. Then I got it as here it is cos 3x by square root of cos 2x. In these problems, the important thing is applying the derivative only. Here it is, if you observe that I have product of two functions. What are those functions? Sin x and square root of cos 2x. So here I chosen as u is nothing but sin x and v is nothing but square root of cos 2x. So I applied the formula u into v dash plus v into u dash. So u as it is and the derivative of 1 square root of cos 2x is nothing but 1 by 2 into square root of cos 2x and cos 2x derivative is minus sin 2x and 2x derivative is 2 plus square root of cos 2x as it is I wrote and sin x derivative is here it is having cos x. Now we are taking LCM for this one. So if we take LCM for this, simply what we are getting minus sin x into sin 2x plus square root of cos 2x into square root of cos 2x is nothing but cos 2x and cos x as it is. And now if you observe this, this is in the form of cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So cos a cos b minus sin a sin b is nothing but cos a plus b. Cos a plus b is nothing but here it is having x and b is nothing but 2x. So x plus 2x is nothing but 3x. So like this I got it cos 3x by square root of cos 2x. Okay. So this is the derivative of that one and this derivative exists. The function is derivable on in the interval 0 comma pi by 4. So simply we can write that one and then next we f of x satisfies all the conditions. Now continuous and next what is the third condition? F of a equal to f of b. Here what I said, f of a is nothing but what we have. A is nothing but here it is having 0 and B is nothing but what? Pi by 4, right? So A is 0 and B is pi by 4. Now we have to calculate f of 0. So f of 0 is nothing but in place of x we have to substitute 0. So sine 0 into square root of cos 2 into 0. That is nothing but cos 0. So sine 0 value is nothing but 0. So cos 0 is 1. So 0 into 1 is nothing but 0. Next, f of pi by 4 we need to substitute. Here it is pi by 4 and then what we'll get? Here it is sine pi by 4 sine pi by 4 into square root of cos 2 pi by 4. Cos 2 into in place of x I am substituting pi by 4. So here it is sine pi by 4 value is nothing but 1 by root 2 and square root of cos. Here it is if you observe this 2 ones are and 2 twos are. So simply what I get here cos pi by 2. So 1 by root 2 into cos pi by 2 is nothing but what? So cos pi by 2 is 0. So simply I am getting as 0. So f of 0 is 0 and f of pi by 4 is also 0. Simply what I can write here f of 0 is equal to f of pi by 4. So f of a equal to f of b, that is nothing but f of 0 is equal f of pi by 4. So all the conditions of Rolle's theorem satisfies. Now we should go for the verification. Verification also they mention apply only. They didn't ask verification. It means obviously it satisfies the condition. So f dash of c equal to 0. What I got it, f dash of x is nothing but here it is cos 3x by square root of cos 2x. So in place of x I substituted 0. Sorry, c value I substituted cos 3c is equal to 0. Why? Because the denominator goes to right hand side. 0 into anything 0. So cos 3 is equal to 0, then 3c is equal. When cos becomes 0, for different values of n, it becomes 0. So for that, here it is 3c is equal to n pi plus or minus pi by 2. By substituting different values of n, we get different values. Okay, so here it is. By that, c3 comes to this side. So 3 comes to this side, then it is multiplying. Here it is when it comes to this side, that is division. So 2n pi by 3 plus or minus pi by 6. This one you got it in your intermediate level. The principal solution of cos theta is equal to k. Then it is 2n pi plus or minus alpha. Okay, so here it is. This is the general one. Okay, we need to find the value of c which is lies between in this interval. Suppose I substituted n is equal to 0 here. So if I substituted n is equal to 0, what I will get here? Pi by 6, right? If I buy, because this term becomes 0. If I substituted n is equal to 1, so n is equal to 1 means what I will get? 2 pi by 3 plus pi by 6. So 2 pi by 3 plus pi by 6. Okay. So here it is, if you take LCM, 6 is the LCM, and then here it is having 4 pi plus pi. So 4 pi plus pi is nothing but what we'll get? 4 pi plus pi is nothing but 5 pi. So 5 pi by 6. This is not in the interval 0 comma pi by 4, right? That's why simply I wrote here 0 c equal to plus or minus pi by 6. Of course, plus or minus pi by 6. But here it is the interval, it consisting only positive terms 0 comma pi by 4. That's why I wrote here c is equal pi by 6, which is lies between 0 comma pi by 4. Okay, so like this I calculated. Okay, so this is another problem, verification of Rolle's theorem. Okay, so here it is t. So this is the interval they gave here. Okay, so here it is, simply we can choose that one. So a is nothing but what we can write? A is nothing but minus root 3 and b is nothing but root 3. Okay, so here it is. So this is nothing but a and this is nothing but b. Okay, so a value this is and b value this is. Now already we know that this is a polynomial. Okay, and simply we can say that this is a polynomial. So for that this function is a continuous function. So how can I know that, sir? So you can take any value in between this interval minus root 3 to root 3. So I have the curve is from minus root 3 to plus root 3 for this one. You can substitute any value root 2, 1, 0 or root 1.5, 0.5. Any value you can substitute in the interval, then it satisfies. Then we'll say that the function is a continuous one. Okay, so then we'll say that the function is a continuous one. For existing means I should say that the each and every value. For not existing means at least one value doesn't satisfy, then we say that that is not satisfying. Simply we can say that. Okay, so if it is all the students passed is nothing but in M1, simply I need to say about 61, 62, 63, each and everyone should pass, right? 461 to 4C0. So here it is, I am choosing the interval 461 to 4C0. This is the interval I am choosing. Okay, what I am saying here, here it is, I am saying as the each and every person in this interval is passed M1 subject. It means obviously I should check 461 to 4C0, right? 62, 63, 64, A0, A1, each and every person's total 60 members I have to check the interval. Then only I can say that my result is 100%, right? Or M1 passed all the students. Suppose M1 failed. That one I am saying. It means at least one person also failed. Out of 461 to 4C0, suppose 490, 470, like that, only at least one person I am saying. Okay, one person failed also, then what can I say that? The M1 failed, I will say that, right? So that may be 1 or that may be 2 or that may be 3, any persons. M1 failed. Okay, so this is also here same thing. If you are saying that that function is continuous in the sense each and every point should satisfy in the polynomial. Okay, net is not stable, then it happens. So here it is. For saying continuous in the sense each and every point should satisfies. Okay. For not for some saying not continuous in the sense, for saying not continuous in the sense, here it is, you need to see that at least one point is not satisfying, then we'll say that that function is not continuous. So here it is, we can say that the function is a polynomial, so its conditions are satisfies. Okay, so here it is, 1 minute. So here it is, the function is continuous for every value of x. And next, derivabulum. So what is the derivative of this one? So here it is, we are applying the formula is, here it is, x power n formula. So x power n formula and n into x power n minus 1. So this is the formula for this. So then we can apply this formula for this. So x cube derivative is nothing but simply what we'll get. So the derivative of x cube is nothing but 3x square. And next, x square derivative is nothing but what we'll get, 2x. And next, the derivative of x is nothing but, it means here it is having 1, so the derivative of x is, you'll get it as only 1. By using this formula we are getting the derivatives. Now 2 into 3x square is nothing but 2 into 3 is nothing but 6, so 6x square. And next, here it is 2x square, so 2x as it is. Minus 4 into 1 is nothing but minus 4, and the derivative of constant is 0. So for that we didn't write here. So the derivative is here 6x square plus 2x minus 4. This is the derivative. And in this also same thing, you can substitute any value between minus root 3 to plus root 3. Then we get the value is, here it is having the finite value. Simply we can say that f dash of x exists and f of x is derivable. And now coming to the next third condition. What is about third condition? We need to check that one whether f of a is equal to f of b or not. So for that I am substituting in place of a as minus root 3 and in place of b as root 3 in the given polynomial. So here it is, I substituted wherever I have x in the given polynomial, simply I substituted in x as minus root 3. Then here it is, I got it as 2 into minus root 3 whole cube plus minus root 3 whole square minus 4 into minus root 3 minus 2. So here it is, if you simplify this one, so minus root 3 whole cube is nothing but what you get the value, here it is minus root 3 whole cube is nothing but, here I got it as 3 times is nothing but minus only I'll get, and 3 times root 3 is nothing but simply what will get, root 3 into root 3 into root 3. So root 3 into root 3 is nothing but 3. So minus 3 root 3. So this one I got it here. So it means first value I got it as minus 2 root 3. And next one, here it is square root, both will cancel. Then I'll get it as 3 here. And then here it is having minus into minus is nothing but plus. So plus 4 root 3. And next minus 2. So here it is, if I observe this, 3 minus 2 is nothing but what? 1. And next 4 root 3, and here it is minus 2 root 3. So that is nothing but simply you get it as, here it is plus root 2 root 3, not minus. So 1 plus 2 root 3. Okay. Next, if I substituted here, then here it is, this is the value I got it as 1 plus root 2 root 3. And next coming to f of root 3. So f of root 3 is nothing but same like as the above one, but here it is having 2 root 3, and next plus 3 I am getting, and next one here I got it as minus 4 root 3, and here it is minus 2. In the same way like as above one, 3 minus 2 is nothing but 1, and here it is minus 4 root 3 plus 2 root 3 is nothing but this is minus, that is all ulta game. So actually there here it is having 1 plus 2 root 3, and this is 1 minus 2 root 3. See here, are they equal? 1 plus 2 root 3 here and 1 minus 2 root 3. So what is the value? If you have, you can put it in calculus and you can get the value. Okay, so slight difference. It means that root 3 value is nothing but what we'll know that 1.7934. This is the value of root 3, and you can multiply this one with 2, then 2 4 8 6, and this is 2 9 18, and then 2 7 4 15, and 2 1 2, and this is nothing but I'm getting as this is 3.5868. 1 plus this one is nothing but I'll get the value is 4 point something. And in the same way, minus is nothing but 1 minus this one. It means I'll get it as minus 2 point something. So are they equal? No. So simply, are the conditions satisfies for the Rolle's theorem? Not not satisfying. So simply what we can write here it is. So simply I can write here third condition of Rolle's theorem is not satisfied, is not applicable for f of x is root minus root 3 plus root 3. If it is not applicable, no need to verify anything. Okay, is it clear? If three conditions are satisfied, then only we go for next one. Okay, so it means that simple example, don't think it as native way. So when it is when you people can go to second year, if you fulfill all the credits, okay, so total 18 19 credits are required for going into second year. So if 19 credits satisfies, then only you people go to second year, right? Otherwise you can't go to second year. Okay, in the same way here it is, if three conditions satisfies, then only you need to go for verification. If at least one of the condition is not satisfied, it means if 19 credits, at least one credit also not available to you, then you should not eligible for second year. In the same way that any one condition not satisfying, then Rolle's theorem cannot be verified. Okay, and we can't apply also. Okay, so clear about it. So this is the one of the important one. Okay, next, verify whether Rolle's theorem can be applied to the following functions in the intervals cited. Okay, so here it is, they give some functions and they're asking to check whether these Rolle's theorem can be applied or not. If not, which condition fails? That one we need to say here. Okay, so here it is. First one, what is the function they give? F of x is equal to tan x and the interval is 0 comma pi. So this is the interval. So what I said, if we are saying the continuous function in the sense that should satisfies all the conditions of all the values in that interval. Okay, so here it is 0 comma pi is nothing but between each and every value should satisfies, including 0 and pi. If you put it in place of x, that should be satisfies. Okay, if you see that here it is, f of x is discontinuous at x is equal pi by 2. Why? So what is the value of tan pi by 2? What is the value of tan pi by 2? So tan pi by 2 value is nothing but, we'll get it as infinity. Okay, so for that it doesn't satisfy, it is not a continuous function. So why? Because we at pi by 2 we are getting as infinity. Okay, so at x is equal to pi by 2, this function is discontinuous. It means that is not defined there, the condition of Rolle's theorem is not satisfied, hence we can't apply Rolle's theorem here. Okay, so clear about this one. So it means you need to check each and every point of this one. Okay, so here it is 0 comma pi by pi is nothing but, so 0 to 180 degrees. At 90 degrees this tan function gets into infinity. So it means that function is not a continuous function in this interval. And don't think as wherever you get tan x that is not continuous. Okay, don't see the function here. The important thing is 0 comma pi. Okay, so don't see that ECB. Okay, so M1 pass in the sense all the people passed or not, that is the important one. Okay, if one fails also, obviously I said that that entire function is not that entire section is not passed. Okay, that's why. Okay, so just you can analyze that when you are applying. So here the important thing is interval, not function. Okay, so based on the interval only we can define whether it is continuous or not. Okay, next, let us see that second one. What is the second one? F of x is equal to 1 by x square in the interval minus 1 comma 1. So without seeing, simply we can say that where it is not applicable, where it is not applicable, minus 1 to 1 we are saying. It means the interval is from where to where. Suppose if you are taking a line, so minus 1 to 1 we are taking. Obviously 0 also existed between this interval. Okay, at 0, is this exist? Is this existed 0? So if I put it as 0, 1 by 0 square, so 1 by 0 is nothing but what I will get? 1 by 0 is nothing but, we'll get it as infinity, right? So 1 by 0 is nothing but infinity. So that function is not a continuous one. At which point? At 0. Okay, not in the entire interval. At specific point I'm saying at 0 that function is not defined. Okay, and what about third one? So this is a polynomial. You can substitute any value in this one. 1, 2, 3. If I substituted 1, I get it as 1. If I substituted as 2, it existed, and 3 also existed. This function is continuous function in this interval. And what was the derivative of this function? F dash of x is equal, so x cube derivative is nothing but 3x square. X cube derivative is 3x square. So obviously this is also exist in the interval 1 comma 3. Any value between 1 comma 3, if you substitute, you will get only finite value. And what about third one? So f of 1 is equal. What about third condition? F of a should be equal to f of b. Here a is nothing but what? 1, and b is nothing but 3. So f of 1 is equal 1 cube. So 1 cube is nothing but what we are getting? 1. And f of 3 is nothing but, here it is simply what we can substitute, 3 cube, right? So 3 cube is nothing but, so 3 into 9, 9 into 3, 27. So are they equal? So here it is, I got it as 1, and here I got it as 27. So it means simply what can I write here? F of 1 is not equal to f of 3. So simply I can say that only first two conditions of Rolle's theorem satisfied, and third condition doesn't satisfy. Hence Rolle's theorem cannot be applied. Okay, so this is the way we need to check if the function is a continuous derivable or not. And third condition, see here, f of x is discontinuous at x is equal to 0, hence Rolle's theorem cannot be applied. And if this one, conditions 1 and 2 are satisfied by f of x, but f of 1 is not equal to f of 3. I wrote here directly, but you should show that one. First of all, you need to write it as f of x is a continuous function, since it is a polynomial. And next, the second condition, f dash of x is equal 3x square, and the derivative exists, and simply we can say that that function is differentiable in the interval 1 comma 3. And third condition, f of 1 is equal to f of 3. That one you need to show that I got it as f of 1 is equal to 1 and f of 3 equal to 27. So that's why that's are not equal. So third condition is not satisfied. So hence Rolle's theorem cannot be applied. Okay. And next, this is the last problem. We'll see that. Okay. So verify Rolle's theorem for f of x is equal to mod x in the interval minus 1 comma 1. Here it is, we need to check, first you should know that the function derivative. So very important about this one. So here it is, they may ask this same question in different way also, different way in the sense I will tell that one how they will ask. Okay, so here it is, if you see that, so what is the function? F of x is equal to mod x, and I am using the definition of mod function. So mod x is equal to x when it becomes x greater than or equal to 0 and minus x x less than 0. It means we have the interval. If you are taking the interval is nothing but minus infinity to plus infinity, right? If you are taking the line. Okay. So if you are taking the line, that is applicable from minus infinity to plus infinity. But from the interval is they give minus 1 to plus 1, and here it is we are defining as at the point 0. It means this side I will get it as x less than 0 is nothing but minus x, and this side I will get it as plus x. Okay, at 0 point this function is discontinuous function. Okay, at 0 this function is splitting into two subintervals, x as well as minus x. Okay, and now coming to this, now coming to this one, so f of x is continuous for every value of x. We can substitute any value in the interval. So if I substitute 0, I get 0 only. Okay, so that is continuous. But f of x is not derivable at x is equal to 0. Why? That one we need to show here. Okay, so we have f of 0 is equal to mod 0, which is equal 0. For finding the derivative is nothing but we need to calculate left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Those two must be equal. Then we'll say that there is derivative existed. Okay, so here it is, I am applying the formula for left hand derivative. So left hand derivative is nothing but we give representation as L into f dash of 0, and the formula is here, limit x tends to a minus a is nothing but at which point I am saying that is not derivable. At 0 this is not derivable I am saying. So for that I am substituting in place of a as 0.
limit x tends to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. So this is the formula for derivative we are using, right? F dash of a is equal. So limit x tends to a, f of x minus f of a. So limit x tends to a, f of x minus f of a by x minus a. So this is the formula I am applying for finding the derivative. Okay. So here it is, left hand derivative is nothing but you have to write it as minus. If it is right hand derivative means we'll write it as plus. Here at which point I am saying calculating this at 0. So for that I am substituting in place of a as 0 and here also 0. So here it is f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. What is the function I am choosing there? The function is mod x and f of 0 is nothing but what we got it, f of 0 is equal 0. So for that, here it is, simply we'll get it as limit x tends to 0 minus f of x is nothing but mod x and f of 0 is nothing but 0 by x minus 0. So here it is, 0 is nothing but anything minus 0 is same as this we'll get. So for that I wrote mod x by x. But here it is, if you see that x tends to 0 minus, x tends to 0 minus, it represents what? X less than 0. So but as per the definition of mod x, what we said, mod x is equal to x greater than or equal to 0 and x minus x less than 0. So this one we discussed. So here it is, what we have, x tends to 0 minus is nothing but representing x less than 0. At x less than 0, what is the function? Mod x is nothing but minus x. So for that I substituted in place of mod x as minus x. So minus x by x is nothing but, here it is, x both will cancel, I got it as minus 1. Okay, so here this is the formula we are using for finding the derivative. F dash of a is equal to limit x tends to a, f of x minus f of a by x minus a. But I am checking here at a specific point, the point is 0. So for that I am substituting in place of a as 0. So here it is, that's why I wrote here f dash of a is equal limit x tends to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Here the function is mod x, so I wrote mod x as this, and a is f of 0 is nothing but 0, I got it, I substituted by x minus 0. But if you observe this, x tends to 0 minus is nothing but, it is nothing but x less than 0. So x less than 0 is nothing but, here it is having minus x. Okay, so mod x is equal minus x. That's why I substituted in place of mod x as minus x. I got it as minus 1. In the same way, you can calculate for right hand derivative. So here it is, if you observe this right hand derivative, same like as the above one. So here it is, simply minus, here I wrote plus. And as usual, f of 0 is 0 and 0 as it is. Simply what we can write, mod x is equal nothing but x when it is, if x greater than or equal to 0. It means x 0, x tends to 0 plus is nothing but representing what? X tends to 0 is 0 plus is nothing but, we can write it as x greater than 0. So here it is, x tends to 0 plus is nothing but x greater than 0. Mod x is nothing but x if x greater than 0. So for that, simply I substituted in place of mod x as x. Then what I will get here, x by x. So here it is, x both will cancel, I got it as 1. Limit of a constant function is constant. So limit of a constant function is constant. That's why I wrote here 1. Here it is, if you observe this one, left hand derivative you got it as minus 1 and right hand derivative is nothing but I got it as 1. Okay, so right hand derivative is 1, left hand derivative is minus 1. Are they equal? No. So for that, simply I wrote left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative. Then the function is not differentiable or derivable at a point x is equal to 0. So Rolle's theorem cannot be applied. So in another words, what we can say that here it is, if you observe this function is a continuous function, but it is not derivable. So for a already with that, every differentiable function is continuous, but continuous function is not differentiable. Okay, so converse need not be true. It means every differentiable function is obviously continuous. If you are saying a function is a differentiable, in the sense obviously that function is a continuous function, but converse need not be true. Converse in the sense every continuous function need not be derivable. So this is the example we can say that. Same question they may ask that one, give an example, a function which is continuous but not derivable. Okay. So in other words, how may ask the question, give an example which is continuous but not differentiable. So it means the function is a continuous function, but that function is not differentiable. So this is the best example we can say that a function which is continuous one but not differentiable. It means that in that case you have to write that example also, you should choose that one. Okay, f of x is equal mod x you should write, and the interval minus 1 comma 1 you should write, and you should write this entire part. Okay, no need to write this Rolle's theorem, all those things. Simply they must give an example which is continuous but not differentiable. In the sense you need to write this example. Okay, continuous but not differentiable. Okay, in the interval minus 1 comma 1. Of course, in another interval that may be continuous as well as differentiable. Okay, only in the interval minus 1 comma 1 this function is not continuous, and sorry, this function is continuous but not differentiable. So okay, so this is very important one.